As the heir apparent, Prince William has started formal procedures to deprive Prince Harry of his title as Duke of Sussex, transferring any related titles, assets and financial instruments to Prince Edward's 15-year-old son, James, Earl of Wessex, Alexander James. He hardly made an appearance on the most royal watch's radar, but now that he frequently appears with Prince William at significant events, people are starting to wonder. That was previously unimaginable. Is James Alexander replacing Harry in William's tight royal circle? If so, is this just a passing stage or the start of something much more significant? Mountbatten Windsor, James Alexander Philip the Earl of Wessex, as he is more commonly known, just turned 18. He is the son of Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, and the youngest grandchild of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip and the Duchess of Edinburgh, Sophie. James is now ranked 16th in the British throne's line of succession, but unlike many royal relatives, he was not brought up in a highly publicised examination. James's parents deliberately chose to provide a life that was as close to normal as possible for both James and his older sister, Lady Louise Windsor. Edward and Sophie concentrated on instilling independence and responsibility in their kids rather than highlighting royal riches. Despite James' entitlement to his parents decided not to emphasize his upbringing around the title of His Royal Highness, even though he was born to use that style. The objective was straightforward. They wanted their kids to know that hard effort, dedication, and personal accountability are necessary in life. James was born on December 17, 2007. At Surrey's Frimley Park Hospital. Prior to pursuing his study at Radley College, he attended Eagle House School. December 2025 marks his 18th birthday. Constituted a significant turning point since he could now formally adopt the HRH title if he so desired. However, royal analyst Robert Jobson has speculated that James might emulate established by Lady Louise, who declined to utilize the princess title that was offered to her upon turning 18. If that occurs, it would strengthen the royal image James has so far established. But subtle, after Queen Elizabeth II passed away in September 2022, he made his first very noteworthy appearance. James stood watch at the age of 14. Surrounding the late Queen's coffin at Westminster Hall with senior royals, such as Prince William and Prince Harry, Sophie reportedly first expressed concern that he would be too young for such a substantial accountability. James didn't agree. He desired to take part, the young person's image. Public attention was quickly drawn to the prince standing gravely amid the family's most senior members. Since then, he has discreetly made appearances at progressively significant occasions. Trooping the colour, the coronation of the king, and Sandringham Christmas services, every appearance has a similar pattern. James never sought attention, he just attracted attention, and now that the royal family is going through major upheavals, many analysts think his increased prominence is not a coincidence. Easter Sunday in 2026 might have been the pivotal moment in Windsor's St. George's Chapel. The customary Easter Matins service was attended by members of the royal family. It appeared to be just another typical royal presentation at first, but one specific picture soon caught focus. James was observed conversing with Catherine, Princess of Wales, in a laid-back and joyful manner. The picture spread quickly on social media and in royal news sources. Why? Because it was comfortable, genuine, natural, and it is significant in royal circles. The moment was particularly noteworthy for a number of reasons. The Duchess of Edinburgh, Sophie, was not present because of illness. Lady Louise was studying at the University of St Andrews in Scotland. James consequently went with his father, Prince Edward, but it wasn't between James and Edward that everyone talked about, it was between Catherine and James. The warmth between them was quickly noted by onlookers. Comments on the internet poured in, many were complimented the clear relationship between the royal family's Edinburgh branch and the Wales family. Others observed how at ease James seemed when he was with Catherine. The pictures had added symbolic meaning for those who had been watching the royal family for a long time. Similar scenes involving William and Harry have predominated in the past. Headlines: that visual space now seem to be occupied by a different young king. Given the larger context, the Images that are even more impressive: Catherine and Prince William brought their kids along. There was Princess Anne, Prince Edward was present, James was present. However, a few well-known figures were not present: Sophie, Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie, Prince Andrew, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. It was impossible to overlook the gaps. James unexpectedly found himself standing much closer to the throne as Harry became less and less present at important royal events. In the middle of the royal image, it wasn't because he campaigned for attention or demanded it, but rather because he was put in that situation and handled it with ease. In the end, a lot of royal observers concurred that the Easter service was more than just an appearance. It seemed to be the public debut of a new James. Alexander was situated in the center of this generation. To comprehend why James's ascent is garnering interest, you must first comprehend the extent of Harry's absence. This is no longer a short-term dispute. What started in 2020 has developed into one of the most profound rifts in contemporary royal history. The last notable instance in which William and Harry shared a room was with their uncle, Lord Robert. August 2024 will see Fellow's funeral. The brothers reportedly didn't communicate or engage in conversation. Prior to that, they went to King Charles' coronation in May of 2023. Once more, there seemed to be little engagement. There hasn't been much public proof of reconciliation since. The conflict's origins date back till January 2020, when Harry and Meghan moved to California and abandoned their royal responsibilities. Interviews, documentaries, public critiques, and Spare Harry's book disclosed intensely private familial conflicts. The gap grew with each development. Russell Myers, a royal editor, has observed that while William and Harry once even seasoned onlookers were astonished by their relationship's decline because they had an exceptionally deep bond, the divisions seem to be firmly established by 2026. Harry has expressed his desire for reconciliation on several occasions. He expressed his desire for harmony with his family in a 2025 BBC interview. He later had a brief meeting with King Charles, but William didn't seem to be making any similar strides. There are clear emotional repercussions. However, there are real-world repercussions as well. At one point, William was very dependent on Harry. They established a very successful collaboration. That partnership is no longer in existence. Furthermore, nature seldom leaves a void unfilled, as they say. William, according to many royal experts, is no longer waiting for Harry will come back. Rather, he is discreetly creating a solid support system for himself. A significant portion of that, the Edinburgh family, seems to be the network. For many years, Prince Edward and Sophie have cultivated a reputation for dependability and expertise. Seldom do they make headlines, they hardly ever cause controversy, they just function. James seems to exhibit those same traits more and more. Over time, the Wales and Edinburgh families' friendship has slowly grown stronger. It is well known that Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis have strong familial ties to their Edinburgh relatives. Edward and William comprehend one another. Different people's distinctive encounters with royal life. Catherine has shown affection for Edward and Sophie's kids on several occasions. That impression is only strengthened by the Easter photos. Many observers think that rather than being purposeful, these ties are real. They are based on common ideals, familiarity, and trust, and such attributes might be more important than ever in today's monarchy. James's situation is especially intriguing. He has a very slim chance of ever becoming king because he is 16th in line. He is free because of that truth. He is able to assist the organization without taking on its greatest responsibilities, and that may make him extremely important to William. William's camp was sending out signals have grown more obvious. When William took up significant military duties that King Charles had previously held, many observers noticed that Harry was not involved in the discussion at all. Some people thought Harry would be a natural fit for such jobs years ago. That seems unlikely today. According to royal biographer Tom Bower, William's perspective on the matter might now be unchangeable. According to some insiders, Harry may play a part in a William-led monarchy might be drastically curtailed. It's unclear if such forecasts come to pass, but it's hard to ignore the larger trend. William is intent on creating a future with people he can trust, and James is becoming more and more like that. 2026 is increasingly viewed by many analysts as a crucial year. It was due to something more subdued rather than a major altercation or an inflammatory declaration: acceptance. A new reality is reinforced by each royal function Harry misses. It is further reinforced by each public appearance in which William is accompanied by other family members. Temporary agreements might become permanent over time. Harry keeps talking about making amends. However, both sides must take action in order to achieve reconciliation. Observers are beginning to wonder if William is interested in revisiting old wounds. In the meantime, the brothers seem to be getting farther apart with each lawsuit, interview, and public altercation. The discrepancy between goal and result keeps widening. Additionally, as Harry